Iran state TV claims cluster warhead missile strikes on Israeli military and communication sites. So Iran state broadcaster released a video which claimed that Iran launched cluster warhead missiles overnight targeting several sites in Israel in response to what it described as US and Israeli aggression. So according to the broadcast, the missiles targeted the Haila satellite communication center in southern Tel Aviv, and additional strikes were claimed on military centers in Beir Yaakov, West Jerusalem and Haifa. The report said that the attacks were carried out as retaliation for the start of the war by the United States and Israel. So retaliatory strikes by Iran is what is being claimed by Iranian state TV, in which it has it launched cluster warhead missiles overnight targeting several sites in Israel, and it called it retaliatory strikes. These strikes were in response to what it described as US and Israeli aggression. And according to the Iranian state TV, the missiles targeted the Haila satellite communication center in southern Tel Aviv. You can see cluster warhead missiles in these visuals. This has been released by Iran. As you can clearly see, these were the missiles that were launched on Israel, and additional strikes were in fact claimed on military centers in Beir Yaakov and West Jerusalem and also Haifa. The report said that the attacks were carried out as retaliation for the start of the war by the United States and Israel, and Iran has reiterated that there will be an eye-to-eye attack for every attack by Israel and the United States. There will be a retaliatory attack by Iran. So West Asia war continues to escalate, and there seems to be no end in sight to the war, despite Donald Trump claiming that the end is very near. But Iran has clearly refuted. Let's take a look at the top updates, what's unfolding in West Asia. So US has denied that its warships escorted oil tankers in Hormuz, which was earlier claimed by US Energy Secretary but was then denied by the White House. US says that it destroyed 16 Iranian mine-laying vessels near Strait of Hormuz. So this is also a claim which is made by United States. It's saying that it destroyed 16 Iranian mine-laying vessels near the Strait of Hormuz. In fact, drones target military bases at Baghdad airport. So this is what is happening in Iraq. There are another set of strikes that have been launched by Iran, and Iran has yet again targeted Iraq, and these were drones targeting the military bases which are of the United States at the Baghdad airport. Saudi air defense intercepts missiles, drones at military bases. So there were retaliatory strikes by Iran on Saudi Arabia as well, where the air defense intercepted these missiles, and these drone attacks drones were launched at the military bases in Saudi Arabia by Iran. And Iranian missiles were also seen over Tel Aviv and Jerusalem as sirens sound. So in Israel also, Iranian missiles were seen over Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and there were sirens also that were blaring in these two cities. In fact, 140 US troops are wounded in this war, including 8 severely injured. So 140 US troops have been wounded in this war so far. And remember, today is the 12th day of the war, and 8 troops have been severely injured who were from the United States. Now, meanwhile, Iran has launched missile attack targeting Al-Udeid, US base near Doha in Qatar. So that is also another attack by Iran on US allies. Now, this has been done in Qatar. This is a US base which has been targeted and attacked by Iran yet again. And Russia, meanwhile, seeks UN resolution to halt the war on Iran. Remember, this also comes after US President Donald Trump had a conversation with the Russian president. And now what we're learning is that Russia has sought UN resolution to halt this war on Iran. Meanwhile, White House says that Trump would be unhappy if Putin assists Iran. So White House, meanwhile, says that they will not be happy if the Russian president assists Iran. So they don't want Russia to back Iran, and In fact, this also comes after a 2.5-hour conversation between the US President Donald Trump and the Russian President Vladimir Putin. And North Korea, meanwhile, backs Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. And US and Israel have claimed that they're not happy with the choice that Iran has made for as far as its new supreme leader is concerned. But North Korea, on the other side, has backed Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, who is the second son of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. G7 leaders to discuss global energy impact of the war. So G7 leaders, the G7 nations will be discussing the global energy impact which is being faced by several countries. There are global implications of this West Asia war. It is not just confined to West Asia, but the repercussions are being felt across the globe, and that is what the G7 leaders will be discussing. UN Security Council to hold briefing on war, and focus will be on Lebanon. In fact, we reported 2 days ago how UN team has been deployed at the Israel-Lebanon border, and UN Security Council meanwhile will also be holding a briefing on the war, and the focus will be also on Lebanon.